So let's talk about you in school. So
Okay.
talk to me about elementary school, middle school. How was that time for you?
Elementary school, middle school, they were really good times. It was a little different for me than it was for other people. I have sickle cell anemia. I don't know if you're familiar with sickle cell. So I have sickle cell, which is primarily an African American disease. And so I spent a lot of time in and out of the hospital. When I wasn't in the hospital, I was, at school, but I was excluded from gym and all the stuff that you got to, go out in the playground and run
Hmm.
around. They kind of just had me in a padded suit type of thing. So actually, I had a really pleasant elementary, middle school experience because of that. Kids, they say kids are mean, but actually, the community I came from, the kids were good. They were really good with me. They were always caring and making sure I had water and, you need to sit down. And, they just
Okay.
really, really loved on me. And so I think my whole concept of love and togetherness comes from that, stems from just me being loved on a lot, from an
Okay.
early age.
Okay. What did your parents do for a living?
My dad was in construction, and my mom worked for Bureau of Child Welfare, which is the equivalent of CPS.
Okay. How long did you stay in New York for again?
I stayed there until age 21, and then at age 21, I moved to Newark, Delaware.
Okay. What made you move?
Just needed to get out of New York. It was time to go. New York is New York. You're either you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. And I shouldn't say you're gonna love it or hate it. I didn't hate it. It's just I just never seemed to really fit in. It's funny. I was born there, but I had friends and people would always tell me, "You're like a valley girl. Like I don't understand. Like were you born here?"
Right.
So
Right.
I wanted to move to a slower environment. That's where I met my first husband and ended up, well, actually met my first husband in New York, and he's the one we decided to move to Delaware together. Yes.
Okay. Okay. You said your first husband, right?
My first husband, absolutely. I am actually on my second marriage. So I did have a first marriage, which, I guess it's supposed to be viewed as a fail because this is a second marriage, but actually I have a hard time viewing it that way. And my first husband has a hard time viewing it that way as well. Because believe it or not, he's one of my best friends. We have one child, my oldest child. We have one child together. And that child now is 33 years old. And so he's not a child.
Right.
And still, we speak on the phone at least, I'd say, every 2 weeks, which is
Okay.
unusual.
Right.
Yeah. So, because he really is my friend.
Right. Right.
So, yeah. So, even in a failure, it's a win.
Right. Right.
Right.
Thank
Yeah.
you for watching the Vibe Cultivator Network. For more clips, interviews, and original content, subscribe to the Vibe Cultivator Network on YouTube.
And for exclusive content, become a patron of the Vibe Cultivator Network, available on Patreon only.